So good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay, welcome to the afternoon session. For those who are with me in the morning session, for the rest, those who have joined us, welcome. So I'll be taking you through global peace and security. And before even I share the notes, this unit is closely related to conflict negotiation and mediation unit. I know you've done that DAD 106, so it was a first year unit. It's very related because when talking about the conflict issues, mediation, negotiation procedures, and the process, it's when we finally finish with talking about peace or preaching peace. So conflict and peace studies, now they work together. So for global peace and security, we'll be discussing some of the things that we've already mentioned in conflict negotiation and mediation unit in first year, so that at least we progress well. So for global peace and security, we'll all be discussing about the local, the regional, the national, and the international issues that affect us globally in terms of peace and security. Because for us to work well, we need a peaceful environment. So we'll be discussing what are some of the things that are affecting us and how we need to improve on that and work about, securing our environment, our territories, and all that. So to mention very briefly is a few things that I'll be taking you through. And for this matter, sorry for that, but I'm sharing a few things here. I believe you can see that from your screen. If it's not visible, please let me know. So those are the few things that we shall be discussing, few or many that matter. We shall be giving the concepts of global peace and security, and then we shall go to the global issues in terms of peace and security, then the origin of violence and conflict. Because when there's violence, there's conflict, it's when people seek peace because they want to solve these issues. So we'll be discussing the origin of violence and conflict. And then from there, we shall do types of global conflicts. And from types, we proceed to the implications to global peace. You've all heard about terror attacks. So we'll be discussing how are they affecting development globally and even affecting our security globally. So we'll be discussing the terrorism and its implications. So for this matter, there are more of negative implications than positive. And then we shall go to region, radicalization, and security. This is a very sensitive topic. We've seen most of the youths are being radicalized to become terrorists. So we need to talk about radicalization, that process of converting innocent souls to become part of, these terror people. So they are there to destroy life, to affect the economy, the livelihood of people, the properties. So we'll be discussing region issues in terms of radicalization and security. Sorry for that. And from there, we shall deal with forces that shape global security. So again, we're talking about the forces that come in to shape the global security, if it's the military force or whatever kind of force that comes in place. We'll be discussing that. And then the conceptual framework of global peace. So we shall conceptualize global peace. And then from concept, we'll go to theorizing, because if you have a concept, at the end of the day, you'll have to have a theory. So after you get the concept, now we'll go to theorizing global peace and security, and then finally the weapons of mass destruction. So that is what we'll be dealing with. I can stop so that from there I believe we are together. In case we are not, kindly let me know. So I need to go directly to the first into chapter topic, lesson 1. Just a minute, I'm working on that so that I share. So all these notes, again, they are in a platform. So there are so many definitions definitions to the word conflict. So we may not go through the slides. Michael, your echo. I don't know what. Yeah, so we will not go to all of them, but at least we from the that one on 6. Let me do that. That was 6 is the first unit. What definition of conflict? Michael says I'm not clear. Michael, not clear. The rest, am I clear to you, please? Kindly let me know if I'm not clear. Everyone is saying there's a problem. A lot of echo from my side. There's problem. We cannot hear. Oh, let me see. Am I clear now? Let me know if I'm clear now. If I'm not, maybe I can log out, then I log in. Still not clear. Still not clear. Let me get another. Your voice is breaking. Let me see. Let me see if I can log out and then I log in again. Please. So I'm back. Am I clear now? Let me know, please, that we proceed. You can type or you can respond. Let me know if there are challenges again. Kindly confirm so that we proceed. Michael? Is it clear?
I see it's now clear.
Clear. Okay. It's clear. So everybody at least they've confirmed. So let's now proceed then. Let me reshare again the notes. I'm sharing again the notes because I know it was affected by the connectivity issue. I'll be patient out for a while. Okay. Here we go. So I was saying we have so many definitions to the word conflict, and I was asking if someone can remind us of that definition of conflict from your own understanding. Now that you've done that 106, conflict, negotiation, and mediation. So anyone maybe has an idea of the term conflict? The definition of conflict, someone can give a try. It's not a new terminology because you've all done that unit. Because before we discuss peace, we love to discuss conflict. So I'll mention the definitions. So conflict definition, someone can give a try. Okay, seems is quiet. Okay, so famous for the people me to proceed. Maybe it's your side now, because that's what I think I'm very, I'm still breaking again. Okay. Let me try breaking notes that I know what you can do from there. I think it's a standard dispute. So disagreement, dispute, clash of interests, and most time you find that when people are in conflict, in a dispute, there is no conflict, there is no so,
excuse me, miss, we can't hear you properly.
So let's see. Am I clear now? Am I clear?
Yeah.
Okay, someone is typing. So let me see. So yeah, you're very clear. Okay, thank you. So I was saying, from a layman's understanding of the term conflict, it's that clash of interest, wrangles, disagreement, because there's something that people are not doing together, they don't believe in it together, or there's something that someone has done, the other person doesn't believe in it. So that can attract the clash of interest. And I'm saying, if there is clash of interest in something, that tells you at the end of the day, we may not develop ourselves, because there is no social integration, there is no social cohesion. We cannot have harmony, we cannot have peace. So how will we develop a region, a community, a country, if we do not have peace? So when there is conflict, it's not that easy for people to get peace. So we love to solve the conflicts that we have, the issues that we have, for us to have peace and even to have security. We need a secure environment, because conflict, violence comes with a lot of things. So for us to have a global peace, we need to talk about conflict resolution. We need to talk about conflict management. It may not be that practical to stop conflicts, because if we have different perceptions, you cannot stop my perception. So meaning every time we have clash of interests, that's conflict. So it's good to manage, it's good to solve. And if possible, if you can stop, well and good. If it's not possible for you to stop, create awareness to people about managing and resolving of conflicts. But to our end, we may encourage it to end. But at the end of the day, if people are in the same region, as I said in the previous class, people have different perceptions. So anytime we have a different perception, that attracts mistrust. So definitely there's an element of conflict. So we need to look for ways, to solve conflicts, the mechanisms that we need to apply, so that we may have peace and then have a secure environment. Because for development to be in place, we need a peaceful environment. So I was saying the definitions are many, so we'll just mention very few definitions, because even the notes I've shared, the definitions are many. I believe now we are together. I cannot see someone talking of network again. So sharing, if the sharing is the one bringing issues, I will stop. In case this one brings the issue of connectivity again, I will not share, I'll just teach. So in case there's another issue, kindly let me know. Maybe the sharing of the notes is affecting our connectivity. I don't know. Michael is typing, we shall know. So I'll just give very few definitions. And the first one is, let me check my slide, a minute. Okay, there's a question here before we proceed. Michael, you're asking, can you differentiate conflict resolution and conflict management? So let me differentiate that, then I proceed to the definition because it's part of the introduction. So conflict resolution and conflict management, they work together. That's something you need to know. They work together, they work together, they're always together. The thing is, when a mediator is solving a conflict, that is resolution. We are trying to get a solution to a conflict. But after the mediator, you are through with tabling the issue with the parties and you have solved your issue with the parties. Now, how will we control or mitigate occurrence of more conflicts? That is management. Maybe, for instance, if you put measures, that is management. You are managing now the conflict all through. But for resolution occurs immediately there is conflict. That's why I said if the mediator is there and the parties are there and you are tabling an issue, to that extent, that moment is resolution because you're solving a certain conflict. But the moment it takes now a procedure, like every day we need new measures on conflict resolution, that is management. So management is more procedural than resolution. But as I've said, they work together. So if you're a mediator and you have two conflicting parties with you, the first thing you will do before managing is resolving, definitely. You need to resolve their conflicts. Then from there now, talk to the parties and tell them, in case you face this challenge again, this is what you need to do. And that is management. You are managing it day in, day out. Have I responded to Michael, please? Michael, are we together? I can see he's responding, so that we proceed to the definitions. Still waiting, just a minute, that we may know if he's okay. All right. Thank you, Michael, for that. So we can go to the definitions. I've said I'll just give very few definitions because we cannot discuss all of them. So conflict is an associated existing state of disagreement or hostility between two or a lot of individuals. That means it may be between two people or among many. It may be between two regions among. It may be within a nation among nations. So it's not having any boundary. It may be a political, economic conflict, religious conflict, social conflict. So it's the state of disagreement between or among people, groups, or regions. Sorry for that. So conflict can also be defined as a struggle over values and claims to secure standing power. Check if this is what you guys have on the screen. Yes. So we're saying conflict is a struggle over values and claims to secure standing power and resources. A struggle in which the aims of opponents are to neutralize, injure, or eliminate rivals. Number one, there are at least two parties. Please remember that when you're talking about conflict and peace, the best terminology to use is not individuals or communities or countries, it's parties. The term party carries the weight in terms of conflict and peace studies. So if you're talking about two regions, just talk about the parties. If not someone wants to understand, you can now say, for instance, then you give the name of the region. But if you give it just an overview, you can talk about two parties are in conflict because of this and that. And just to divert, which countries are having conflicts in the East Africa as yesterday in relation to border issues? Those who are listening or watching news, East Africa countries in conflict regarding border issues. Anyone to give a try? Someone is typing. We have two conflicting parties somehow due to border. Yes. Michael is typing. So you see, those are conflicting about the border issues and the nerves. So it may not be very, very easy for that conflict to be solved. Someone else is giving a yes. So you see how conflicting is, then someone else, Tanzania. Jen, Tanzania is alone, no, it has the conflicting party. Yeah. So thank you. The response is at least well. So at least I know everyone is awake, no one is asleep. So for I was talking about the element of parties. So you want to give a definition, please, the word party gives it the weight, because just talking about two conflicting parties. Then from there, you can give an example. So, for example, this country, this there are visuals regarding this and that. So, like, know when will our issue with Tanzania maybe end, because and one another. Even Somalia, people are vending bodies in conflict. So mutually exclusive and or mutually incompatible values. Yes, Michael. Minimum of contact and visibility to each other. And there is mutually exclusive and or mutually incompatible values and oppose another or parties and control values based on resource scarcity and opposition scarcity. Yeah, it is very practical for people to have conflict because of scarcity of resource. An example is Nigeria, the element of oil. Some of the regions in Nigeria, they had that issue of that. Some people say that again, oil, others, the scarce resource can attract conflict. In Kenya, last year, I believe we had the issue of oil in Turkana, if I'm not wrong. And some community members from Turkana were arguing that the government is getting the biggest percentage in terms of earning from the oil rather than the members to get. Because the argument was that the Turkana members are getting 30% from the revenue, and the government is getting 70% of the oil now, because oil in Turkana. So you see, that's a natural resource, number one, and a natural resource is attracting conflict. Now the tricky bit comes here. It's not a man-made resource, it's natural. So we're not the one who took oil there. We just found it there. But it's attracting conflict between the county and the national, because the county people are saying we need 70% and the national government to get 30%, because we are the owner of the community. The land is ours as Turkana people. So you can see that wrangle just because of oil, of which it's a natural resource. So that's a typical source of conflict. So sometimes people have conflict because of the scarcity, because it's scarce, it's little, so everybody wants to get their part. Or sometimes resource distribution. If we don't distribute resources equally, definitely we'll attract conflict, because some members will claim they're getting a bigger stake than the others. You've seen some county governments complaining some county offices are getting more cash than them in terms of the distribution from the government. So if this is just an argument about unequal distribution in terms of devolution, what do you expect the members of that committee to argue? So these are some of the things that may attract conflict just because of either an equal distribution of resource or scarcity of resource. So if you're discussing about regions, we know of the lake, is it between Kenya and Uganda? What was the issue? The Migigo something. Yeah, they were all fighting. They want to get something. Edison is trying to help me. Yes. kindly keep typing so that I may differentiate that well. Yeah, you can see how we are arguing. Yeah, Migigo is Island, very good. So you can see we are still arguing. It's on our side, others are saying it's there on their side. So you see, again, it's a natural resource. So what does this tell us as diplomats? Natural resource attract a lot of conflict. So if you're talking about peace, first mention the term conflict. Yes, I want to talk about peace. What can attract conflict here is that we bring in the first peace. Because if you don't solve the issues there, then the peace may not be there. So natural resource, it's a very key component in terms of attracting conflict. So we need to create awareness to the community members that these resources require proper utilization, mobilization, and sharing. Because if it's a natural resource, it's a natural resource. You cannot say this river belongs to this community and this river belongs, because that's something natural. Maybe one day the river will be dry. Will you say now it's not ours because it's dry? You see the sense. So for natural resources, they are very sensitive. We need to, prepare ourselves and create awareness to the members so that we may limit the element of conflict. So if we're talking about national peace, international peace, we need first to get to the key concept of what's causing conflict here before we preach the peace, because you cannot tell us of peace and there are things that are hurting. There's something that's not working well as we expect. So that's what you can see before even going to peace, because topic 2, I'll be talking about peace and security. But you see, before even we discuss security, we first need to define what is conflict. So I believe up to that far we are okay. I cannot see any comment of not clear, so I'm happy for that. So please, there are so many definitions there. You can go through them because the notes, they're all at the platform. Types of conflicts, we have intra and interpersonal conflict. Let me first not open this because I want to ask a question there. So what is the difference between inter and intra conflict? Anyone who can give a guess? Inter and intra. Inter conflict, intra conflict. Michael, I can see you typed something there. Please explain what you, I can't understand. Okay, Michael says more of number 2 and 4. So there are at least 2 parties. Number 2, there's mutually exclusive and or mutually incompatible values as opposed to another party. Number 2, I've already explained now, Michael. I've talked about scarcity of resource attracting conflict or opposition scarcity, meaning we are not sharing the resources equally. Michael, please unmute so that you may tell me if you had that example. Number 2. Michael, please unmute.
I needed you to elaborate because I didn't understand that 2 points.
Number 2.
Number 2 and number 4.
Number 4, because number 2, I talked about scarcity of resources. When the resources are scarce, people always want to get their share, but the resources are few. You are not okay. Maybe you didn't get it. Huh?
Yeah, I was lost.
Oh, you were lost. Oh, okay. So just let me take you back there so that we move together. So for number 2, we said there is mutually exclusive and or mutually incompatible values. From the word go, incompatible meaning what? Things that cannot work together. So values and opposed and as opposed to the other or parties, and control values based on resource scarcity or opposition scarcity. So we are saying sometimes if our values, our goals, our visions, our mission cannot work together, and then at the end of the day you realize that the resources are scarce and we were incompatible from the word go. How will we share the resources? So you find that if the resources are scarce, some people want to have more because they are few. I know you've seen how people have been rushing to get the face masks because there are very few. Everybody wants to get the free one. Nobody wants to purchase, So that can attract conflict. You've had people complain, our region, you have brought the face masks, the sanitizers, but I didn't get anything. But some people have 5. What is that? That is what we call greed. There's a theory in conflict we call greed and grievance. Some people suffer because of the others. There are people who are greedy, they want everything. So they make others to get suffering because you pick all the face masks and the sanitizers, meaning that people will not get. That can attract conflict because the resources are scarce, or else there is an equal distribution of the resources. Are you clear on point number 2, Michael?
Yeah, I'm clear with that point. You can proceed.
We understood. Yeah, we attract conflict because of the resources. If they are one, scarce, meaning they are not enough, and then number 2, if there is an equal distribution of the scarce resources. They are few, then they are unequally distributed. So those are 2 points in one. Resources are few, number 1. Number 2, the few of them are unequally distributed. So Naomi was typing. I'm still waiting for Naomi's question. So the other question was, I discussed point number 4. Another source of conflict is mutually opposed actions. Now, this is all about not moving together. Opposition is it's something that we're not together. Someone is against what you're saying. You propose this, I oppose. So meaning at the end of the day, we are divergent. We are not working together. So when you're talking about mutually opposed action, it tells you one party. Michael, kindly mute. Yeah, thank you. So it tells you that one party suggests this and the other party suggests that. So at the end of the day, we are lost because we are not moving together. We cannot promote peace if we are divergent. It's a must for you to solve the conflict issues between the two parties. The two parties must agree. But if they talk of let's agree to disagree or let's disagree to agree, that tells you one party left there at the table when they are not contented. And contentment is key in terms of preaching peace. You need to be content. You need to, get to satisfaction. You need to solve the issues that both parties are going through. So if you have an opposition in terms of actions, we do things different, then that's definitely, it attracts conflict. So that can be a way to define conflict when we have opposing actions. Any question? Someone was typing, but they've stopped typing. I don't know. Naomi, you have something to say? Because you were typing, then you stopped.
No, you answered my question already.
What were you asking?
It was about the number 4, the mutually opposed actions.
Opposed actions, yeah, when things are opposing, when people have different views, definitely it will attract some conflict. Thank you. So Michael says on my side, I'm okay. Oh, thank you, Michael, for that. So I was asking the difference between inter and intra. And one was an idea. Intra-conflict and inter-conflict. Intra and inter. I know you've done that. Yeah. So Naomi has responded, intrapersonal conflict is within a party, while interpersonal is between 2 or more. That's like among people, among parties, many of them. That is very true. Very good, Naomi. Yes, so intra, it's within a party. So meaning if it's Kenya here, without crossing over to other borders, Kenya ourselves, we are having conflict here. Maybe one tribe and the other, one county, the other. That one is within, and you're talking about border now issues. It is now within us. It's an intra. But if you're having now the issue with Tanzania, now that becomes an interpersonal because we are crossing over the border. So for you to define intra and inter, it depends with your concept. Because again, in Kenya, we can have interpersonal. In terms of what? Maybe one sub-county and another sub-county, they're having issues. If they're in the same county, that is intra. But if there are 2 different sub-counties from 2 different counties, that goes to interpersonal because now you've attracted attention of another county. So within yourself is intra. But if you attract outside someone else, another party, it goes to interpersonal. For instance, you may be having your own intrapersonal issues, like if you're stressed, or you are moody. That doesn't connect to your friends or your relatives. It's you, only unless now you try to transfer this to them. But if it's you yourself, you're frustrated, you feel you're down, low self-esteem, that is intrapersonal because it's within you. But the moment it's an interpersonal thing, it's maybe where you have an issue with your parent, you have an issue with your in-law, you have an issue with your guardian, meaning it's affecting the both parties. That is interpersonal conflict. So if we're discussing about intra-conflict in terms of a nation, a country, it may be within the country, but if it now crosses to the other countries, it becomes the interpersonal. So interpersonal is among many, intra it's within, as just Naomi has elaborated. Unless someone has a question, I want to share that very fast. So intra and inter, they are pair. So intrapersonal conflict is an implosion in an individual shaped by the state of the mind. Examples given there, they include anger, you just mad at someone, that is you. Depression, confusion, frustration, sorry. And then the other one is the interpersonal. It's a man against a man, as I've just said, an in-law, a guardian, a parent. So meaning there are two more people, you're two or more, you're not alone. So these may be issues with the family, nuclear or extended family, your colleagues at work, for those who are working, your classmates, your leaders, whatever you may be. That is now interpersonal, but intra, it's what is affecting you. But to some extent, intra may link to inter. Since I'm stressed, I'll come to class and give all of you stress, just come and quarrel and talk. Now I'm trying to transfer my stress to you. That is what we call in psychology displacement. The stress wasn't yours, but I just come to you and start quarreling over nothing. So sometimes intra can lead to interpersonal because I'm transferring it to you and maybe you people are very innocent. So the same way can happen in a country. The country and itself, their own issues, but now they transfer the issues even to other countries. So I may not want to discuss about the China thing and the corona because it's if we discuss that debate, I know it will not end. But you see now it has attracted conflicts to some of the nations because some people are arguing different things that you guys, you are the one who brought this to us. You are the source of this, It's not the right time for blame game, sorry for that matter. So if you are a diplomat, honestly, and you are asked, what should you do? You should not start blaming the origin of this. Look for ways to solve, look for ways to get the medication and things to get normal. But if you start blame game, it will not end. And you just keep on complaining and the economy is getting worse. So we need really to create awareness on how things can be solved. And it's not all about, trying to blame each other and relying on each other. So for intra, as I've said, intra sometimes can go to inter. It may affect even the interpersonal. Then from there, let me share the next slide. Man against society. I think that one is very clear. Yeah, you may be having an issue, but you're trying to transfer it to nature. I want to go to family. Family conflict again. Please, you can see these examples given here. Father and a son, mother and father, husband, wife, brother, sister. Are we there? I can see someone is trying to talk. Are we there? Okay, I can see my colleague. You're trying to talk, but you're off. Yeah, so with family conflict, this one is more practical because, in a family institution, we have the nuclear and we have the extended. So sometimes the conflict may be amongst the nuclear members. Some extent, it may be moving to the extended. And to some extent, the entire village. It will depend, even a clan. It will depend on the nature of our conflict. So if conflict is not solved at prime age or prime stage, it may affect a big team. So the earlier the better. If you detect conflict, solve it as early as possible. The more you assume It's just something minor. It's minor. It will go generating to an extent where it becomes now a major issue that needs to be solved by so many people. So before you attract all these other team, if it's an early thing, kindly solve it as early as possible, so that you don't have attract a lot of conflicts. Now let me see. From family conflict, we have the intra and the intrastate conflicts. Those are the conflicts between and among states. So not. Let me see what is next. Okay. So that is it on the types of conflict. Intrastate and interstate conflicts. So guys, you can unmute for our service. Mute and mute. We need to have a discussion on intrastate and interstate. If you can hear me, kindly unmute, but you can respond.
Now
Yes, Dennis, you're the only one left. Okay, Dennis, you can unmute. We need to discuss now. Yeah, thank you. So, let's begin with the intrastate conflicts. An example now, let's discuss about the Kenya. What do you think are some of the things attracting conflicts within us as Kenyans? I believe we are all Kenyans. Sorry if we have someone from outside, but let's first begin with Kenya as a state. You can respond via the mic or you can type. No, it's a free open forum. Someone can respond. What could be the reasons for intrastate conflict in Kenya now? Within us as Kenyans, as members of this republic. Yes, Michael?
I can say,
Yes.
per this pandemic, there is a lot of intrapersonal conflict. Most of the people, they see each other as they have corona. So that conflict comes around, and also according to the government, they have given out some money transfer. Hello, can you get me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
She literally disappeared, man. Miss, you're not very clear. Yeah, you're not clear.
Michael, can you proceed? We must I'm not here. One is like this, someone else can explain it, right? I'm escaping. One is we have this. Yes, Michael. Audio on my side.
The audio is a bit distorted. I can't really hear you clearly.
Miss, your voice is really not clear.
Okay, so meaning there is just one that one.
Still not clear.
Am I clear?
Perhaps you might check either the audio or device.
Okay, let me pause because it's recorded. Let me pause the recording fast because we're not recording, you're not talking. Then let's see what I can do. Yes. Okay.
It's still not clear.
I think perhaps you might want to check on the audio device you're using. Maybe it was the distortion.
Yeah.
Are we there now?
Yeah, that's better.
It's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Michael has commented about and sharing the screen, and I've just stopped sharing. So maybe the sharing of the screen is being issues. Thank you, Michael, for that. So you were giving something a contribution. Michael, you can proceed. Michael. Okay, he's lost. Anyone else who can hear me? Someone else can contribute. Some people have already given their, let me check them. So Mohammed talks about political differences. Who can explain that point? How is political difference attracting intra-state conflict in Kenya? Political difference, how is it attracting within us? Political differences.
I think I can say,
Yes.
you see, currently it's like we're divided in regions in terms like every region, Rift Valley, the central, the western. Every region wants a political to come and like occupy the top seat in the country. So, like every region is trying to trump this opportunity. This is causing bit of conflict between the people from the Rift Valley and the central, because each one of them wants the top seat. So, like they're divided along the political lines.
Yeah, very good. So it's attracting a lot of conflicts amongst us. And you can see those people are getting affected is the Mwananchi, the one they call the common Mwananchi. So if you check that diagram very well, those people who are doing well, they're rich, they're very stable. But this is affecting us, the people in the rural settings. They're getting much better than those people who are fighting for this. So political difference is a source of intra-state conflict in Kenya as per now. The other one was corruption. Someone can explain on this? Corruption, how is it an intra? Corruption?
I think for some people it can be between the citizens and the like government bodies or something, because you're finding nowadays it's a bit it has become a norm. In order for you to acquire some of the government services, you need to chip in something, and this is causing this tends to irritate the citizens, because it's their right to access the services, but the government those posted in those positions making it hard for them. So one has to give out something, and this is not it's not willingly, because at times you find you need the service and you don't even have the amount you're being requested to. And these services, some are very essential, but this the action of you paying for something which you legally have the right to, it's bringing a conflict.
Yeah, good. There's someone was Naomi. You were trying to talk something. Were you adding something on that point? Naomi?
No.
Oh, okay. I could see you're trying to be on off, so I thought it's a way to raise hand. Okay, yeah. So corruption again comes in, and as the saying in a way you attract corruption. How? If let's say, for instance, I want to visit, so it's just in a way, present connectivity. Kindly bear with me. And see, I'm offline. Let's be slicing so that back connectivity issues there. Are we back?
Yeah, yes, you're back.
Yes, yeah. We had some issues there. I could see. Yeah. So corruption has been there, and we hope we'll get a way to cut off this thing, because it's really derailing our economy. Youths are complaining there are no jobs because the old people are getting retired and they get a new contract. So they're always in the office. So we don't know that's true. So corruption is another interstate. The other one was a difference in political ideologies and also ethnic differences. So political ideology, that one will go in conjunction with political differences, because we have different ideas. This political party, their so their agendas are very different. Perception of this tribe is more when tribe there. So apologies. Am I now clear? Naomi and Jen?
Yeah, now you're okay.
Today it has been a busy day for me with the network thing. I hope next lesson to not have the same issues.
It's okay.
Okay, so we were on ethnicity. I mean, from there we go to the other point was which one? Let me check from the public domain. Oh, the last one was on ethnicity. Yes. Another person with an extra issue. An extra point on interstate conflicts. I think the ones which were written are over. Okay, so we can finish up today's lesson with the interstate conflicts. I don't know why people have left about the resources, because as I mentioned, natural resources and even the man-made resources, they also attract conflicts, both inter and intra. So that's also a point you can give. You can explain on both sides. Interpersonal conflict, the conflict resources are there, and even intrapersonal conflict resources are there. I mean intrastate and interstate conflicts. So I hope it's not one of you to call. The net will be again. So can we do the interstate now? Then we end up the class.
Miss, you're breaking again.
Interstate conflicts. I hope you're getting me, please. What's externally now? It's because the moment it's affected because I'm tethering from the phone.
Did she leave?
So let me see if it will connect back. So again, disconnect, then Dennis, Naomi.
The connection is not clear. You're breaking, and at some point you're clear. So I don't know if it's my end or your end.
Yeah, she's breaking as well for me.
Okay, but for now the biggest challenge was the phone call. I don't know if a student who is calling. So the moment they call and I'm tethering from the phone, the network they do that. So I'm still calling. So the same to tether network for the that's what I'm getting. So the challenge is that the phone is using both to be phone calls and then for tethering. A minute, please. So Dennis. Yeah, I was saying my biggest challenge is that the same phone I'm tethering, the same phone students are calling. So do you see where the problem is coming in?
Yeah.
Yes, because if you call, the network disappears because of the phone call.
Okay.
So that is the biggest challenge. It's tethering for the laptop and it's getting the phone calls and the text. Teacher, are you in class? Teacher, now all these are, if I log out the network, it will not tether to the laptop. So I'll
Yeah.
see maybe what to do. Yeah. So apologies. I'll see if next class I can do something else in terms of using the phone. That I limit the phone calls from the other students. It's not bad for them to call. Maybe they're inquiring something, but they don't know that I'm in class.
Yeah.
So let me see what to do the next time. I don't know. Now you're going to get another phone or what? Okay. So let's finish up, please, with interstate. So what attracts interstate conflicts? So internationally, what do you think attracts conflicts among nations, countries, regions? Because now the students seems they think it's 4 p.m. so the teacher is not in class, so we can. But you will have a class because you're supposed to have a class. So anyone who can give a guess on the
I literally can't hear anymore.
border issues, again, it's losing the connectivity. Yeah, it's even on my side. It's even losing the connectivity. I can see. So, research in the meet. You can you hear me?
Pardon?
There are issues with connectivity. Okay, I'm saying let's all do the research stage. That will be the next class. See what a network. Oh, someone is already giving a response. Resources, especially oil. I think the one I mentioned. Thank you, Jen, for that response on the Inter. Any other resource? I mean, sorry. Any other interstate conflict?
I think we can talk about the need to maintain the balance of power, as in between the world superpowers, and like you're having countries in conflict. 'Cause, like, let's say you can talk about USA, Russia. These are giants, so they're in constant conflict because they're trying to maintain their position in the world as superpowers. So at times they engage in either cold war things that, like, they are not on the same page. So this urge to maintain the status quo as one of the world's giants is causing conflict between states and
Yeah,
nations.
very good. Yeah. That is very practical. We've seen it even in the one news that some of these positions people are in, they are just taking it like it's theirs, so they don't even doing some of these nominations. We should not only nominate those big. So unfortunate today, the network is really stressing us. I don't know whether it's only my side. Are you guys affected as I am? No. So it's on my side. Oh, okay, let me see maybe what I can do so that I limit the element of using the same phone for everything. So another one before we wind up the class, because I want now to. So thank you those who have responded on resources. Dennis has mentioned something. Jen is typing. I hope you're not saying I'm not clear again. Let me see. Then we can wind up the class. To work on the connectivity issue. I think today it has been so much disappointing. At the end of the day, some introduction. So we're waiting for Jen to type so that I may know the question, and then we will stop there. Someone can maybe mention something or relate. If you have a question, you can ask. So as Jen is typing, that was it on the first bit. That is on the introduction. At least the attendance again was good. So can we say fight? This is Jen. Can we say the fight about weapons? Example: USA versus North Korea on who is powerful. The fight about weapon. It sounds a general terminology here, but example of USA versus North Korea on who is powerful in terms of weapon, in terms of getting the weapons, using the weapons, or procuring the weapons. Maybe for Jen should be clear on that.
Yes.
So if it's in terms of yes.
I think Jen
I
is
think it goes back to what Dennis said, because Dennis talked about balance of power. So it correlates with the question that she asked, I think.
On the issue of balance of power, so versus USA versus the North Korea. Oh, yeah, she's clarifying possession on the nuclear weapon. Oh, very good. Yes, that's an interstate conflict. Possession. Who is who? This country wants to have it. The other country wants to have it. So if you all want to possess the nuclear weapon, so meaning when it comes to attack, the country that has the weapon, they will feel more superior than the others. So that is definitely attracting what conflicts. Yeah. Thanks, Jen, for that clarification there. That is true. That is an interpersonal, interstate conflict. Yeah. Thank you, Jen. That. And or you're giving an example of militaries to the militaries. Very good. Seems the conflict class, you guys, you are very active. Yeah, and that is a good try. So I'm very happy for that participation. Thank you for that. So anyone who was an input?
I think I'll just add on what Jen was referring to. You see, like countries at the moment, like for that case of US and North Korea, it's all about military superiority. So North Korea feels like it acquiring these weapons of mass destruction, it has a competitive edge against USA. And on the other hand, USA, it being a superpower, does not want a rise of another opponent. So it's doing anything by causing sanctions and everything just to keep North Korea down under. So it's all about superiority in terms of military.
Yeah, so they feel they are too superior, yeah. Because even you've seen during the corona, the funding that is given, it was all not donate more. So people are wondering, why is it that if a country like Kenya, we are not giving those donations, we will not be over the BBC. But country, I believe, so I'm gonna again. So it's acting. So, okay, it was off, but it's back. Any other input? Thank you for that, Dennis.
Perhaps I don't know if this can be a cause of conflict, but you find like there's issue about governance. You can find like Kenya, we are a democratic country, and perhaps country, let's say Uganda, they is more dictatorial, and they don't practice democracy. So like a country like Kenya will feel threatened because the act of this dictatorship might cause instability around the region. So you might find Kenya is starting to push for this democratic agenda in Uganda, and since Uganda are opposed to it, it may start causing a bit of trouble between the two states. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
very
practical.
true. Yeah, it's practical because of the government structures. The structures are very different. So if ours is more of a hierarchy from top there, maybe to other countries, and a name, prime minister. But here, it has to begin from the president. So that structure of the government matters. In a track, yeah, president gives service. Okay. Michael, you're typing something.
I was trying to say,
Yes.
for example, like USA and China, according to the interview by the journalist, the president of USA, Donald Trump, the issue of coronavirus. When he was asked how he was trying to manage this coronavirus, he was trying to mention it was like coronavirus was from China. So that one it will bring about interpersonal conflict.
Yeah, that is very true. Even someone traveling from China to USA, someone will just mention your name and tell you, can you go back to your country because you brought this to our country? You see, enmity just comes because of that. Some words are very powerful. So if someone just mentions that, it affects the entire region. So that's an interstate conflict. Yes, good, Michael. Any other input
And also
before we
about Kenya and Tanzania, there's an issue of the transportation, the truck drivers trying to take food from Kenya, others bringing back to Kenya. So right now there is no passage there. All the trucks, the other side from Tanzania, they remain the other side. From Kenya, they remain the other side. Because they see that the truck drivers, they are the one who bring this coronavirus to another country. So this issue will bring about the interpersonal conflict between the two countries.
Interstate conflict, yeah. Though for this one is more seasonal. I believe after Corona we will not have those wrangles. It's a seasonal seasonal interstate conflict because it's just because of the Corona. I think we've never had issues with Tanzania again in terms of transporting goods. But just because of this pandemic, now it has become, the news of the day. So we believe it's more seasonal. It will not take us all through. Like we've seen some of other things. Every day we talk about terror attacks and every day, But for this one, we believe it's more seasonal, and we hope the two presidents will solve this because it's affecting those people who are more in the sector of, the goods carrying and forwarding. So that's another seasonal interpersonal interstate conflict. Yes, some people are too mute. I believe we are together. So that is it on the introduction, and I'm very, very grateful for your energy. You people, you are so psyched up. Kwani, what do you had for your lunch? Edison, mmekula nini? Naomi, mmekula nini for lunch? You people, you are too psyched up for that afternoon class. I'm even shocked. Dennis, Edison is already typing. Yes, Dennis.
As in, it is interesting. As in, for me, it has suddenly become interesting the way we are interacting, and at some point in kama magic, this e-learning stuff. I've never done it, so I'm enjoying every beat.
I feel like it's better than the physical learning, honestly.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I'll just try very much to do video one day. I hope to
Yeah.
do video. I know some people they may want to see that face because but I'll try to do video again. Please let's hope the lockdown is done so that I get back to Nairobi. This network it's not doing me well, so I hope within the 21 days we'll be back to Nairobi for some. I know you guys are in town, so you're enjoying.
We had her, then we lost her.
So personally, I'm getting some few challenges, but unge video sai tukuone. You Michael, please. Right now, I like price. So I'm back. Artistaki kuonekana Michael, please. I'm hearing you. I will do a surprise video. So those who miss my class, you never know. The day you miss the day I will do the video. So please avail yourself every day for my classes. Those I'm teaching 2 classes, those I'm teaching 3, those I'm teaching 1. Please avail yourselves. But I'm very, very grateful for that energy. You people, you are so much psyched up. I'm even like, should we do the evening class now for Kina Jen and Dennis and those at work? But don't worry. So please, I'm very grateful, and again, I will apologize. I don't know what I'll do to the network, but I hope the next class things will be well as we await for the lockdown to end. So, unless anyone has a question, an input, compliment, I'm about to log out. Any questions? So you can enjoy the rest of your. The classes are done. So you can have a good evening. God willing, we shall meet next week. Yes, Michael.
Before you end the class,
Yes.
breaking news: there are 51 new positive cases confirmed today.
51.
Yeah.
So when did you view that, honestly? So I'm teaching people when they are watching movies. Unaona vile watu hujiseti.
I've just muted my screen so I can see the breaking news there.
And then you people are just telling me my connectivity. Kumbe you are the people causing this connectivity.
No, you should look on your phone.
I should look at my end. So 51. Oh my God. So as diplomats, think about what we should do,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to work on something on that.
I think you should work on your connection and connect to like a Wi-Fi, because at this point, I don't think this session or the lockdown or the curfew is going to be lifted anytime soon. Considering how people are acting, like you're not staying at home, people are just.
You're trying to tell me I'll be here, Naomi.
Yes.
Stay here.
No, it might be longer than you expect. I'm sorry.
Oh, so I just look for another way, and I stop talking about the lockdown.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Good. I take it positive. So I need to look for another way and stop talking about the 21 days.
Yeah.
Now we have 21 plus 21 plus 21. That is 63.
Yep.
Okay. So let me see what to do now, as Naomi has said. So thank you for that input. I'm very positive on that, actually.
And
yes.
This is our new normal.
Yeah, exactly. You might as well just get used to it.
Okay, so let me just be used to it, and even next lesson I may not share the notes. I think the sharing also is contributing. So I'll teach my notes, you guys you have yours. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah. But now if the sharing notes is bringing issues, what about the video? So I'll not do the video then. If the notes is an issue, even the video is an issue. So next lesson I'm not giving the notes. I'll not share the screen. I'll teach. But we see if now we can work, and then I'll try to limit phone calls from students. I don't know, I'll text them and tell them I have classes the entire day or what, so that we see what we can do. So thank you for inputs, advice, Naomi telling me to stay here. I'm very positive on that. Well and good. So I'm grateful for every input, and I'm very positive on that. So you can enjoy the rest of the evening. Say hi to your friends, your relatives, I don't know, your what, everyone, and take care, please.
You too.
You two have a lovely evening.
And we meet. Yeah, okay. Okay, you too.
Bye.